Mailbag time, Broncos country. Welcome into our Broncos Breakdown Mailbag edition on our live show, which airs every Thursday at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. I am your host, Trace Moustakas, but please call me Moose. Coming up this Sunday, Week 9 matchup against the Houston Texans. I almost said the Tennessee Texans. That's crazy. The Houston Texans. On paper, the Denver Broncos have a really stout defense going up against a really bad offensive line. But the Houston Texans are no slouch. They are definitely playing hotter football than they did to start the season. So you've got to make sure that you take this game very, very seriously. It is a very good defense that they've got over there in Houston. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for our Texans preview that I did with our Texans host, Jeremy Chuggs. I'm going to ask you real quick, though, who you got. If you got the Broncos, get your DENs going down in the comment section and in the live chat if you're watching during our live show. And Texans fans, if you're just the lone one, make sure you type your HOW or HOUs, whatever. See, I can't even get it. It's how can they win? Type those DENs down in the chat right now for me because it's all Broncos all the way. Let's get into the questions. All things football. So with Shaheed being a deep threat, and Bo having some trouble with the deep ball, do you still think that it's the best fit with Denver? I do. Here's why. One, the Denver Broncos are lacking a major deep threat. Marvin Mims is really, really good with the ball in his hand. He's great with screens. He's great on jet sweeps. He's an ultimate utility player. He's not a certified true deep threat yet. He's still a developing player as well. And also, Bo Nix might not be the greatest deep ball thrower, but two things can be true at the exact same time. Bo Nix might not be great accuracy-wise down the field, and the Broncos wide receivers, they also have a bit of a drop problem right now. So it's clear that with a lack of a deep threat, Shaheed would come in and fill that role nicely. I don't think it's the entirety of the cake. I do think it is the nice frosting and cherry on top of the cake. Thank you, All Things Football, for your question. Brian with the $5 super chat. Just jumping in. Thoughts on if David Njoku could be a possibility? If so, would Moose approve? Moose would definitely approve. If I had to put a list together of my favorite trade candidates, David Njoku would be number 1 or number 2. You could probably interchange that with maybe a guy like Jalen Waddle. But he is so good over the middle of the field. He is the exact opposite of Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram is a slot tight end. David Njoku can play stereotypical and he can play slot. He can body off bigger defenders like linebackers over the middle of the field. If David Njoku is added onto this team, you could run dual tight end sets and it would just be awesome. Cortland Sutton, Evan Ingram, Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin, David Njoku. Say it out loud. It just makes perfect sense. Danny, I know we will be buyers, yep. But if we sold a player, who do you think we would trade? And what would we get for him? That's a really good question. There's a lot of teams that need safety help right now. You could probably trade P.J. Locke. You could probably trade Jaquan McMillan. Not Jaquan McMillan. Pause. Jaleel McLaughlin. You could probably trade Jaleel McLaughlin, considering you don't really use him anymore. There are teams that could use a running back. I know the New England Patriots are expected to add a running back, so why not send Jaleel over to Mike Vrabel over there? I don't know what you get for him, maybe a 6th or a 7th, but those are two players right there. The Dallas Cowboys are fiending for safety help. So send P.J. Locke on over there. The Broncos have plenty of safeties that they could promote, and believe it or not, with a guy like Jahdae Barron, you could just end up moving him back to safety because he's actually played a little bit of safety in college as well. The Broncos have such a deep defensive back unit. There's plenty of options that you could explore with different types of players and different types of personnel. Danny, I appreciate your question. JME. Do you think Sean Payton should still give up play calling? Because I say he's doing well now. Okay, so look, I've seen a lot of Broncos fans try to get nasty with me in the comment section. Moose, you said Sean Payton should give up play calling. Yes, and I also said that if you're not going to give up play calling, Sean Payton, you got to open up the playbook for Bo Nix. What did he do against the Dallas Cowboys? Opened up the playbook for Bo Nix. So as much as I believe that at the time that I said it, I agreed with it. But I also pivoted to it and I said, look, if you're not going to give up play calling, you've got to take more calculated shots down the field. And he did. So somebody in that building, somebody was in his ear saying, look, we cannot continue to run 20-plus screenplays per game. You got to be able to move the ball down the field. And look, Bo threw 4 touchdowns against the Dallas Cowboys. Should have been 5. So clearly something happened, something clicked, and it's definitely looked a lot better the last couple of weeks. JME, appreciate your question, my friend. Brett's Bets.
Who's that stud?
Some loser. Where does Bo Nix stack up against the other MVP quarterbacks? And I like the quotation mark MVP quarterbacks. I'm sure Brett Alper made this question, but we'll answer it anyway. Right now, statistically speaking, he's actually in the mix. I wouldn't say he's at the very top. I wouldn't say he's at the very bottom. He's actually doing pretty good. But I kind of want to start with where he ranks amongst his other peers in the NFL in that 2024 draft class. Producer Alper, who is a huge Drake May guy, do you notice something here? Who has the most total touchdowns among 2024 quarterbacks?
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix, 52. Interesting. That's all I have to say from you. Game started, sure, I get it. Bo is definitely a franchise quarterback. He is the franchise quarterback future for the Denver Broncos. I don't think a single soul on this earth would disagree with that statement. But where does he stack amongst the MVP candidates? Well, Drake May right now, to my chagrin and to Alper's delight, he is definitely playing like the MVP. It's either him or it's Jonathan Taylor. The numbers don't lie. And if you're a Broncos fan that's like Drake May is not playing like an MVP, just wait till you see these stats. They're unbelievable. Let's start with the comparison, though, between him and Bo. He's better in almost everything. Period. I mean, his completion percentage is better. He's got more yards, got more same amount of touchdowns, less picks, and a higher passer rating. So clearly Drake May is playing overall, from a bird's eye view, better than Bo Nix is. They both, by the way, have 6-2 records. But, and this is a big but here, Bo Nix has 8 touchdowns in the last 5 quarters of football. He's just getting into his very best play. And I have said this to as many people that will listen to the Chat Sports office as I can. Perhaps the best momentum quarterback in the NFL right now is Bo Nix. When Bo is on, no defense can stop him. He looks like John Elway. He looks like Peyton Manning. He looks like Tom Brady when he's hot. When he's cold, I get it. It's ice cold. He's still young. He's still developing. He is a player that needs more time to see more defensive packages. But he still could very well finish in top 5 for MVP voting, which, by the way, I called back in early August. I'm 3 months out from that prediction, and I still look like I could be right. So will Bo Nix finish top 5 in MVP voting? Let me know in the comment section down below. Give me a yes or give me a no. Before we continue on with our questions from Broncos fans to a Broncos fan right here, I got to tell you about today's presenting sponsor, and that is our friends over at Bubs Naturals Collagen Peptides. As somebody who's almost 30 years old, trust me, my collagen levels have dipped since I was in my early 20s. That means my hair, not as shiny, my skin, maybe not as smooth, my stiffer joints in the morning, the recovery from the gym's taking longer. Look, aging sucks, but it doesn't have to. Did you know starting in your mid-20s, your collagen production starts to naturally decline in your body? That's where Bubs Naturals Collagen Peptides comes in. Bubs helps restore collagen levels closer to what your body naturally had in its youth, so your joints feel stronger, your hair and nails grow healthier, and your skin starts to look smoother. No junk, no sugars, no sweeteners or fillers. Third-party tested, NSF certified for sport and Whole30 approved, so you know it's clean and it's trustworthy. Live better longer. For a limited time only, our listeners are getting 20% off at Bubs Naturals by using code CHAT at checkout. Just head on over to bubsnaturals.com and use code CHAT, and you're all set. After you purchase, they're going to ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and say Moose from the Broncos Breakdown sent us over there. Joseph Ruiz coming in with a $5 super shout out to you, my guy. Do you think our running back room is the best in the NFL? It's definitely top 5. There's no doubt about that. I'd have to go back and look at all the other running back rooms that are out there. I know the Eagles are still up there with They've got Tank Bigsby and Saquon Barkley. They're really good, although they've been kind of down this year. There's a lot of really strong running attacks. Jonathan Taylor is his own running back room. Let's just be completely honest about that. They've got a really good rushing attack. But the Broncos definitely, from a complimentary perspective, it's definitely top 5. There's no doubt about it. R.J. Harvey, J.K. Dobbins, absolute dynamic duo. And it's going to be for the next couple of years for sure. The Buildings channel. I feel like Bo has great accuracy and can be a very deep ball threat once he develops his deep ball accuracy. Tom Brady had a lot of great things to say about Bo Nix. Like I said earlier, and I appreciate your question, my guy, 2 things can be true. Bo might not be there yet when it comes to his deep ball accuracy, but we've also seen a ton of drops from the Denver Broncos wide receivers. I think part of the reason that Bo is not nearly as good as he could be throwing the ball down the field is his feet. They never get quite set all the time. But recently, against the Dallas Cowboys and in that fourth quarter against the New York Giants, he's been excellent. He looks so much more confident, looks so much more smooth, and the delivery looks flawless out of his hands. So give me Bo the last 5 quarters over almost any other quarterback in the NFL. Tim Strauss. Are the Broncos better than the Chiefs? Yes. Yes, they are. Top to bottom. Better defense, better momentum style offense. I think the only thing that you could say right now is from a pure talent perspective at the quarterback position, Patrick Mahomes is obviously better than Bo Nix. But Sean Payton and Andy Reid are 2 of the greatest offensive minds of the entire NFL. It's going to be an electric atmosphere when we take them on in week 11. That's the week, yes. Izzy in it. Ooh, interesting question. Who would the Broncos play if the playoffs started today? I believe I have a graphic here. Producer Alper, I think we have a graphic on this as well. It should be in the photo. So there it is. Beautiful. The playoff picture after week 8 currently looks like this. Chiefs, Patriots, Broncos, Chargers, Bills, Steelers. And then in the NFC, Eagles, 49ers, Rams, Bucks, and Lions, Seahawks. So right now, if the playoffs started today, the Broncos would be playing the Chargers. I think that's a pretty good matchup considering they've got a ton of issues right now on their offensive line. My dream scenario in the first round of the playoffs would be against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You could throw all day on that defense. They're just not very good. Aaron Rodgers has been surprisingly okay this year for a 41-year-old quarterback. I think he's kind of keeping them afloat, but they've lost a couple of games in a row that their defense just looks like it's all out of sorts. They gave up a ton of points to the Cincinnati Bengals. They gave up a ton of points to the Green Bay Packers. And for a team that spends the very most in defensive spending this year in the NFL, they really, really are struggling on the defensive side of the ball. That's going to do it for us on today's episode. A reminder to hit that subscribe button, like today's video, and as always, mile high salute. Be cool.